What's up, guys? My name is Miles.
And my name is Fez.
And this is The Commodity, and today we're reacting to superstitions in the Philippines. This video was suggested to us by Top Inu de First. And you were the first to suggest this video and the only one to suggest this video, so silence your phone and let's learn about superstitions. But before we do, if you would, click that subscribe button. It definitely helps us out, and hit the bell notification icon. That way you guys can stay informed on our future videos. Hit that like button so this video can be seen by more people. And therefore they can learn about these superstitions just as we are. Ooh. And if you'd like to help support the channel even more, click the join button down below. Let's check this out.
Let's check it out.
We need to do Jollibee again soon. Not even for YouTube.
We just hit it up.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Nice. Hello everyone, Kenny here, and for today's video, we're going to be talking about supernatural superstitions. Oh, that's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Supernatural superstition. Maybe that should become a tongue twister.
That probably is
Anyways,
hard
I
to
wanted
say
to do
fast.
some research on my country's superstitions. Since I'm in the middle of quarantine and I don't have anything else to do, so maybe I'll just go make another new video. The Philippines is rich in culture and beliefs. With the various tribes and communities that we have here, we can gather a ton of different beliefs and traditions. Philippine superstitions, or otherwise known as pamahiin in Tagalog, means pamahiin is like a belief or old saying in the Philippines. We are going to be discussing some well-known pamahiins that we have, and I've also attached in the description box the sources I have obtained for some of these beliefs, while some of these I asked from my friends and family as well. But do you wonder why people believe in pamahiins or superstitions? So I did some digging around, and I found out that it actually helps with reducing anxiety from the unknown. Yep.
I feel like it would create more anxiety.
No, I've actually read the exact same thing. So hypothetically, if we had access to every planet that has life on it, they say that pretty much every planet that does have life that's not like a superior, like hypothetically, people think of, some planets might have people that are millennia ahead of us with technology or anything really. Because if you add another million years to our existence, if that were a thing, we would probably know a lot more and know where we came from, and we'd have the technology to truly like delve deeper into where we come from and all that kind of stuff. But excluding that situation, which again is all pure theory, because obviously we don't know about other worlds to that extent. But the main thing is, they say, like, whether you look at Scandinavian, American, the Americas rather, because all these places have tribes from hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, whatever.
They all have very similar
But they
stories.
always go back to the same exact thing. They might have different names for them. They might have different, like a lot of people in the Americas were, Native Americans or Native Indians, they preferred to be called. But they always, at one point, they all believed in a god of sun, a god of water, a god of this, a god of that. But it gave them peace of mind to know that there's more beyond life here.
Right.
To look into the future. So
But superstitions could also be spooky.
Right. Now you're thinking of...
That's what I'm thinking of.
But I think superstitions are more like things to keep you in check. Like to make sure you're doing good. So if you want to take a religious standpoint, because I'm a Christian by faith, however, not everybody is. So if you look at it from the outside looking in, if you think about hell, and let's say I'm not a Christian. Let's say you're a Christian and I'm not. And you think about hell, that is a superstition from my point of view. You have a superstition as scary as hell, literally, and that's to keep you in check, to stay good, to keep you in line.
Right.
So that could be a superstition. Just because you believe in it doesn't mean that the other person does. So superstitions are beliefs of other people that you don't necessarily agree with.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why, but yet it's always something like every culture, everybody, whether you look at like Buddhist or anything like that, there's always these things to keep you in check to make sure you're still a good person. Even Satanists.
You're going so deep.
I actually find this really enjoyable because I've really read into this before because I really dig anthropology, which is the study of people. And I did really good in that class because I really enjoyed this kind of stuff. So I had no idea this was going to be about that. But it all comes back to the same thing. People have beliefs to make it, to a certain point, make them feel better as an individual.
Right.
Like I am focusing my life on something bigger. For me, it's God and Jesus. For the next person, it could be Buddha. For the next person, it could be from a different world, could be something that we would just laugh at because we think it's dumb.
Right.
But it's not to them.
Many of these superstitions stem from the fear of the unknown. These can be seen as a human attempt to cope with the stress associated with the unknown. I mean, we do have a saying here, wala namang mawawala kung maniniwala. In English, it means you won't lose anything if you do believe. And I guess there's no harm, in believing in superstitions. So,
pause it real quick. I actually follow that exact same thing. And it's not necessarily for superstitions. The way I look at it as a Christian, I see it like you're not losing anything accepting God as your Savior or Jesus as your Savior, however you want to word it. But at the end, when it's time, when you pass or whatever the situation is, wouldn't you rather have that like possibility versus nothingness?
Right.
Because I'm also a believer in science. So I do challenge myself every now and then, like, this doesn't make sense.
Right.
So my brain goes science versus my evangelical brain.
Yeah.
So I literally live that exact same thought process like all the time.
One of the
I think that's
first
really
ones
cool.
that we are going to talk about is respecting the elementals. Filipino folklore is rich with a variety of elementals. So from encantos, who are said to have the ability to appear in human form. So encantos are mythical environmental spirits, and they are often associated with the spirits of ancestors, to small, grumpy old men living in anthills. Stories of these creatures fill the childhoods of many Filipino children, inciting both intrigue and fear. Many superstitions still surround the beliefs in such creatures today. Among the most practiced of all is the saying of tabi-tabi po, which translates to excuse me or pardon me. This is said when passing through places where these elementals supposedly dwell. These places are usually outdoors, in places where there are anthills and balete trees. So here's a picture
That's a
of
very
how a
specific
balete tree looks like.
thing. That's
and
really
I can
interesting.
see why one would think elementals would live there. It looks rather scary.
I mean, that does look like a very, like...
Failure to do
It's
so
a tree of
magical
life is what it
disturbing
looks
such
like.
creatures may lead to unexplained illnesses that can only be cured by an albularyo. Albularyo, translated in English, means folk healer or witch doctor. The second superstition is thieving elves. That's right. It is to blame your missing things on playful elves. So in the Philippines, there is an assumption that when items around the house go missing and reappear, this is caused by playful elves or duendes.
I think we've heard
While
of that one
mischievous,
Yeah. Now, the one before this, talking about the healing from a witch doctor type situation. Now, for somebody like me, yes, I think it's kind of silly, but for other people, it's not. So I'm not going to sit here and like talk trash on it. But it's funny because we have also lived that way.
Right.
As this country. yes, we use science to change our ways of thinking, which I feel like the Philippines has done too. Unless you're part of a group of people that don't connect with the rest of the country, you know what I mean? With technology and stuff.
Like you want to stay traditional.
Yeah, very traditionalist people, tribes and stuff like that. Because, I mean, you got to think, we handled things very weird back in the day. Like we even had the witch trials. Salem witch trials. I mean, we couldn't answer why something was happening. So, in our wisdom, we burned women alive.
Because, well, we didn't, but
yeah, we didn't. But
the Massachusetts. Yeah, you can't even say it right.
Massachusetts.
They had the Salem witch trials, and like they burned witches,
which were just people that may have been sick or just had different things going on in their lives. I mean, it's just crazy to think. And then we also, even now, I forget what the title of the Christianity it is. I mean, they believe in Jesus, they believe in God, but they don't believe in modern medicine, and they believe in prayer of healing. So I believe prayer can help, but I also think that God gave us the mind to create medications. And should we rely on that strictly? No, not at all. But at the same time, like, we're not far from this.
Right.
There's still people today in the United States that work 9-to-5 jobs, creating technology, but at the same time, whenever they get sick, they don't go to the doctor, they go to church to pray.
Yeah.
Which, I get it, pray, but go to
These
the
little
doctor.
creatures are believed to be mostly harmless, aside from the type that, take small children. So my boyfriend has had encounters with these duendes before, even up till this day. He told me that if you do find your things missing, it means that pinaglalaruan ka. In English, it means they are playing with you. Hence, they are very playful elves. The third superstition that we have is to assure your host that you are human. The most philosophical question that we ask ourselves is, how do I determine I am human? No, just kidding. Is you have to assure your host that you're human. So when I saw this, I thought it meant something else entirely. But upon reading the whole wall of text, I had a sudden realization. So something along the lines of, so that's where that came from, to, so that's why we do it. So you learn more every day. Just keep researching and learning new stuff. The more you know. So a very, very common line used by Filipinos when knocking on someone's door is tao. Po, tao meaning person, and po, which is usually affixed to the end of sentences when one is addressing someone older than him or her. The word po alone does not really have its own meaning, but adds formality and is used as a sign of respect. So let's go back to assuring your host that you're a human.
Or usted in Spanish.
When knocking on the door, you say tao po. Many people assume it refers to the knocker calling out to ask if there are any people inside the house or the establishment or wherever, when actually it is said to stem from the knocker reassuring the people inside that they are a human, that whoever is knocking at their door is a person.
It's different.
No, it's okay to be weird. There's nothing wrong with that.
A possibly harmful supernatural creature. So now, let's move on to some much shorter superstitions. So let's go to some signs and omens. So these are very common in our place. Like, we have tons of them. So I chose most of the most popular ones, which are I still hear to this day. So the first one that we have is a mole on the hand signifies wealth or thievery. So if you have a mole on your hand, you are either a wealthy person or you are a thief.
That's a pen mark.
Is that a mole or a freckle? How do you classify a mole?
I know these are moles on my wrists, but I don't think I have any on my hand.
I don't know if you guys can see.
Is that a mole?
right there. But
I have a mole. I think that's a mole because it's always been there. This is a pen mark.
is this a mole or is that
I think that would be classified as a mole. I think technically freckles are probably like a
form
young
of
mole. Yeah.
Well, I've had that for a long time. I've had all of these.
Hey
around.
Google, is a freckle a mole or are they different?
According to walk-in dermatology, so what's the difference between them? Moles are raised skin spots often appearing alone.
Oh,
or
raised.
whereas freckles are clusters of flat skin spots that are typically lighter in color.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was thinking. Was
Another
moles are
variation
raised.
of a mole is if there is a mole on one's back, it is a sign of laziness. So let me check real quick if I have that.
That's a mole. That's a
Okay,
freckle.
okay. Thank goodness I don't have it.
I don't have a mole on my back.
Third, we have if a person
You
bites
probably
their
do.
tongue,
Where?
it
On your
usually
back?
means that
Oh,
someone
it's a
is
sign of
thinking
laziness.
about them. And
My
another
whole back is
variation
a
of this
mole.
belief is that if you sneeze, someone is probably thinking about you. And a very common superstition that we have is if you
I sneeze a
drop
lot.
a spoon, you will have a female guest. If
You got any spoons? No, but what was the one that she said before this one?
If you bite your tongue, someone's thinking about you.
Ours is was your ears burning? Like if you have hot ears,
Yeah,
is because somebody's talking about you?
that usually only happens when I have too much sodium.
Is that a constant thing?
Yeah, no.
You're like,
if I have a lot
salt?
of like if I have crawfish or something,
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah.
ears will
you
get
drop
like
a
warm.
fork,
And beet red.
you will have
Yeah.
a male
I'm gonna go
guest.
through all my
Interesting, isn't
spoons
it?
on the ground.
So what happens if you drop a spork?
Burn all my
Or
forks.
what happens if you drop a knife, by the way? Oh, well, maybe
Ooh.
I guess that's not common to
Transgender?
have a knife while eating, huh? So next, we have superstitions based on the things
Yeah,
that
it is
you
here.
should.
We're pretty it's pretty
The
common
most
here.
popular one that we have is don't go straight home after attending a funeral. This practice is observed to avoid the following of the dead's soul to the home of the visitor of the funeral. This superstition is called pagpag, which is the shaking off of dirt. In the context of
So, if it was like somebody that was really close to you, like a mother, father, or like a sibling, or a wife, or husband for that matter, wouldn't you want them to follow you? It's like, come on home.
It could also be seen as you want them to lay to rest. You don't want them to be restless in the afterlife.
So, with that being said, if you don't go home, do they follow you to work? So, if you go to Mickey D's or something, are they just going to be haunting at McDonald's the whole time?
I don't know. Might be hungry.
Because I bet you $5 somebody here, as a very traditional American, probably believes in something like this. This sounds very plausible.
This is like a legitimate, like something somebody would believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very plausible. It almost sounds like a Catholic concept.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like I've only attended one funeral in my life, aside from the ones that I used to work when I dug
Right.
graves. But if I had gone to more, if I knew I was going to go to more funerals in the future, this is something I'd probably do now.
Yeah, just not go straight home. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. We're changing the way that we handle funerals.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I'm down with not going straight home.
Yeah. No, legitimately.
I take them to like an arcade or something so they
Yeah.
can at least have fun the whole
it
time.
means going somewhere after attending the wake before heading home to shake off the spirit of the deceased,
7-Eleven.
lest it follows you home. Superstitions surrounding wakes
Wait.
are among the most
I have another issue with this one.
We're pausing this. So
I know, I apologize. But what if there's like 50 of y'all or 100 of you? Spirit can't go all 100.
You don't
widely
know who that's
practiced
going to
by
follow.
Oh, that's
Filipinos
fair. Okay.
still today. And as for serving food at
No,
wakes,
and I
be it
back this.
heavy
This is
meals
actually a good
or
one. I
light
like this.
snacks, it is customary for guests to make sure of not taking any food home with them, be it a small piece of candy, as it signifies
Oh, we do that.
inviting misfortune.
We take home
into
food all
your
the time.
home. Our second in this list is don't sleep while your hair is wet or else you'll become blind. There are other variations of this belief. There's one
Goodness.
where if you sleep with your hair wet, you'll become blind or you'll get a headache. you'll turn crazy, or you can even lose all your hair. The third belief is that you shouldn't sweep at night, or else good luck will be swept outside. My friend actually told me the origin of this. This was because back in the day, there was no electricity, and you may accidentally sweep away your valuables. Maybe that's what they meant by good luck, but wait, should
No,
it
that's
be
actually good.
called,
Logic.
good fortune instead? Because like you're sweeping your fortune away. Our next belief is that you shouldn't take a picture of 3 people, as the person
What if you're in
the
Alaska?
middle will have an unfortunate fate. And our last one is, will have an unfortunate, you're sweeping your fortune away. Our next belief is that you shouldn't take a picture of 3 people, as the person in the middle will have an unfortunate fate. And our last one is, because I remember this from when I was younger, my parents told this to me. If you get a wound, a grain of rice will come out of it. So my parents used to joke when I was younger, like if I got a wound, that they would tell me like, "Oh no, you have a wound, all the rice will come out of your wound or something." And I'm like, oh, okay,
I would freak out.
That was very cool.
That's cute. I like that.
Those are the most popular ones that I...
Only.
That's good.
Okay, y'all need to go subscribe to this girl.
And I loved her like personality where she'd giggle at her own stuff.
Yes.
Such a bubbly personality.
What's her channel name?
Her channel is
Hayuni. Yeah, Hayuni.
Hayuni. Yes, go subscribe to her. That was fantastic. That was really good, and it looks like she does a lot of artwork.
And the amount of time that people put, like, I love watching some animators, like what's it called? The Odd Ones Out and Jaden Animations. These people put in months of, or a minimum of a month with a team to put out one video. If you're a solo, I mean, she might be putting out one every 1 to 3 months or whatever, because this is a huge task. So guys, go support her. Let's help her make this her full-time job.
Yeah, this was a good video.
That was
and again,
really
I love
good.
her personality. That
She needs to get a better
one,
mic though.
That last one was the freakiest one.
The second to last.
No.
The last one was about the rice.
I know.
That's
Could
like
you
eating a
imagine?
watermelon seed and assuming that you're gonna have a
Could
watermelon.
you
in your
imagine as a child thinking that you're filled up with rice, and if you, heaven forbid, you fall and scrape your knee, but you're about to rice
bust
out.
open? She said a piece of rice.
She said grains of rice.
Oh, I thought she said a grain.
You saw more grains.
Yeah,
were
but that
coming
was
out.
for animation reasons. That was for like emphasis reasons.
I would be so freaked out, especially if my parents were the only people that told me I was filled with rice, and I saw everybody else bleed and no rice came out.
No.
I would think like, what's
You're
wrong with
unique.
me?
Yeah,
you're
you're
what is wrong
screwed.
with me, and why am I filled with so much grain?
I thought the worst one was the second to the last one, where the middle person in the photo.
Oh, I agree. That's freaky
super
too.
dark.
Yeah, I'm never taking a 3-person picture again.
Or at least get your enemy in there.
Yeah, in the middle.
Like, come on, take a picture with us.
Yeah.
That would be really jacked up. But guys, if you have any other videos like this, our link to our Discord is down in the description. We enjoy videos just like this. This is absolutely great.
Do some scary superstitions.
Yeah,
I like scary stories.
give us some scary videos. Link to our Discord's down in the description. Post them on in the what is it called? Video suggestions section of the Discord, and we would absolutely love to take a look. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see our future videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And if you want to support us directly, hit that join button. And with that being said,
my name's Miles.
and my name is Fez.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.
Out.